just Paul Brown Stadium. Just like you said, I'm a hard 5-1-3 Bengal fan, but you about to trample all over me, sacks and all that. Nah, sprinkle me in the ocean.
All right. Big, yeah, some deep sea fishing. You catch a big marlin. Toss you out there, something like
bury
that.
me a butt. I'm serious.
All right, well, there we go. We got two non-sports venue answers, so.
Quarterback is literally the most important position.
I understand
But
that.
he's not sold on Russ, so why aren't you sold on Russ? Tell me that. Last 2 years?
Is it because of
Man.
Pete Carroll?
I mean, it
He's
hasn't
been
been.
He got us
slumping.
thinking DK really that dude.
Russ has not looked like
I
himself
think he
for the last
relied
3 seasons.
more on that Legion of Boom defense, and then he's going to do the same
early
thing here
on,
in
of
Denver.
course.
What has he done with what Tyler Lockett? Like, I mean, what has he really done
People
to
know who Tyler
solidify
Lockett
himself?
is because of us.
I'm not sold on, man. I mean, y'all want to go high
I
on
mean, he
Russ?
made the playoffs his first 8 years in a row. He won, 10 games a season every year for the first 7 seasons or something, like things that
He's a
nobody's
winner,
ever
man.
done. Welcome to another edition of That's Debatable. My name is Ryan Dietrich, here with my guys as always, Jeremiah Bays and Will Ward.
What up, guys?
It is Wednesday, August 17th. We are live from the Almo Media Studios here in Columbus, Ohio. Speaking of Columbus, Ohio, 17 days until the Buckeyes get going against those Gold Tops from Notre Dame.
17.
Yep, dude, nailed it. Short couple weeks away. Feels like fall football season is in the air.
Football is back. Football is back. I am excited. I'm happy. Oh yeah, this is different.
It's good times.
Without the mic right here.
Yeah, right?
I'm just sending out some more links. Trying
Got
to
some
get the
freedom
vibes
to
right.
move. Yeah, we are rolling with wireless mics tonight for the first time. We got the desk clear, all full of our gear. Big shout out to our guy,
Is it easier to bang?
Adam
tonight?
Dill.
Can I bang on the table tonight with no problems? Can I?
Yep, we can still get excited. Speaking of the Buckeyes, if you're here in Columbus or anywhere in the country, actually I heard it on my way in, Buckeyes have the largest fan base amongst all college football teams, like 11.5 million fans, something like that. I'll try and find some stats later on the Twitter machine and tweet them out to keep you posted, but just another interesting thing. The Buckeyes are everywhere. And man, are they excited around here.
Oh, for sure.
CJ
You don't believe what you just said, just scream out OH somewhere. You'll see the response you will get anywhere.
Dude, you got that right. CJ Stroud coming back. One of the top Heisman candidates this year.
For sure.
And a boatload at wide receiver. Jackson Smith and Jigba. Tons and tons and tons of hype around the area for him. Travion Henderson, Mine Williams. The defense is looking nasty. And 17 days, like I said, just a short couple weeks away. So if you ain't got your tickets yet, I'm sure they're sold out, but you can find them everywhere, Facebook Marketplace, all those good things.
Oh my goodness.
You guys going to the game?
No, not
Tailgating, anything like that? Big plans?
Definitely not this
Going
time.
to tune in. You know, it's going to be the marquee game of the night coming up that weekend. So definitely going to be tuned in. But I don't think, not getting any tickets just yet.
All right.
And something like that's probably sold out anyway. I'm just excited to see our guys back and we open Notre Dame. As I just seen, Notre Dame is ranked what in the preseason?
Fifth.
Ranked 5th,
Yep.
and we are ranked 2. So that's going to be a banger opening night, and I can't wait. Hopefully, CJ and them boys. I know CJ and them boys is going to be ready.
They got to come ready.
I just can't wait for it to get here. Buckeye football is back.
Dude, Ohio State's a 15-point favorite. Think they win by 2 touchdowns?
It's a strong chance. I mean, you got Marcus Freeman and his guys coming in here, so you know they're not going to just come in and expect, Ohio State to hand them a victory or to come in and just pummel them. They're going to come in and, Marcus Freeman, he's one of the home team, one of the guys from Ohio State, so he's going to come in and want to get his first win against Ohio State.
Dude, that's
why
a
not?
tall order. I mean, right,
Yeah,
he's
it
the
is.
brand new head coach of Notre Dame, right?
And he's bringing in a sophomore quarterback. They just named him, I think it was yesterday. He's going to have Buckner. He's going to be starting against Ohio State, but it's going to be a lot of pressure, not only from that defense of Ohio State, but just pressure of coming into the big house. Horseshoe.
Whoa.
Nah.
It is.
Hold on. Time out. Wait.
It is a big
Pause.
house.
Yeah,
I
pause
mean,
that.
you got that right.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
the
nah,
big house.
Not like that.
Yeah,
into
pause.
a big house, a horseshoe. That's what I meant. But we know
Wrong
what it is,
terminology
man.
for us.
But it's going to be a lot. And I want to come out and see what the Ohio State defense is going to do because we know they struggled last year against Oregon coming out early, a big game. And we know they have the weapons at receiver with Fleming and Njigba and Harrison Jr. So a lot of those guys that's going to be looking to help CJ get that Heisman Trophy, but that defense has to stop the run. So that's one thing that I want to see if Ohio State's going to be able to stand up to that.
Agreed, coming off giving up Utah in the Rose Bowl.
Right.
We gave up Utah like 35 points, something like that.
Heck, the Michigan game, giving up almost dang near 400 yards to Haskins.
Yep.
5 touchdowns. Yeah, we can't let nothing like that happen again. So hopefully, and that's the only thing I felt like we lack at was the defense. Hopefully that front is back right how it once was with the Bosa brothers and chasing them. Hopefully we get to see that part happen. I don't know who we got in the secondary right now to actually stand out, but hopefully them two. I mean, they also get it together. But we know
DBU, they'll be ready.
Yeah, well, last year we might have got toasted a little bit, but so hopefully the front could get to the quarterback, like you said, contain the run, and they don't get beat deep. And we should be good because the offense is going to be high flying. CJ's I don't think he's front runner for the Heisman. He might be behind Bryce again, but he's somewhere in the top 2, so we should have.
It's
The
kinda
offense is
1-1.
going to be there. Offense is going to be there. We just need the defense to be right. And I'm not worried about the Big Ten or the regular season. It's just what can we do to get us back to the promised land. That's really what matters in Ohio State.
You got it right. And you mentioned Notre Dame ranked number 5th. Adam, if you've got the AP top 10, we can take a quick look at that. Alabama, number 1, obviously. The Buckeyes, number 2. Georgia. I'm surprised to see Georgia at number 3 with losing, half of that NFL-ready defense. And Stetson Bennett is always a big question mark.
You felt like they'd be lower?
But I thought they'd be a little bit lower. But, I mean, I get it. Coming off a natted championship, my big thing is, 9 dudes drafted in the first round. I mean, losing a lot of guys and Stetson Bennett a lot on him. But, it's early on. That's the beauty of it. Ohio State's number 2. And they're looking to hold that position, all season, overtake number 1. And then I mentioned Ohio State's a 15-point favorite going ahead into that first game. Let's talk national championship odds. A little tight on the screen there, but the Buckeyes at plus 320. So if you bet $100, you win $320. Or the other way to look at it is that they're basically 3-1 favorites. The Crimson Tide, obviously, number 1. And they're the number 1 favorite, coming in at basically 2-1. But there's a few of your others there. Oklahoma Sooners, Michigan, the Notre Dame Fighting Irish, plus 44. A couple of your long shots there. Oklahoma out of the Pac-12, going to be one to keep their eyes on. But as you can see, Iowa Hawkeyes, Michigan State, Penn State, Wisconsin, Ohio State, and Michigan. You got 7 teams in the Big Ten in that top 20 right there, top 15. So, top to bottom, Big Ten going to be another tough conference to be reckoned with.
Yeah, and it's only gonna get stronger starting next year, especially once those teams from the Pac come on over.
That's right. That's exciting in itself. Some West Coast viewers. So,
My thing is, where do you Texas A&M? Didn't they had the controversy with ain't that who Nick Saban threw under the bus this summer?
yeah, him and Jimbo Fisher been
So
running their mouths. At each
right
other.
now they're 6. I think they had the top, not draft class,
Recruiting class, right?
So
I don't know if they stayed at the top, but for a while we'll have to check that. But either
at that moment when Saban was talking,
Yeah.
they did have it. I know they had.
and I'm sure
number
they
one.
finished like top 5 anyway.
Right.
Do you think they could crack that top 4? They're in the SEC South. They're in the Bama, LSU.
It'd be the SEC West, right?
Maybe in the West. Okay.
I think.
I wondered if they could crack the top 10. I could see a possible OSU Texas A&M championship.
I mean, you bet.
Maybe.
Yeah, nothing would surprise me out of
SEC
A&M.
is nothing to play with. It's still no telling who.
That's right.
It's
but
always
dude,
it's
Jimbo
still Bama
Fisher's
or
a
bust.
good coach, man.
Yeah.
He can get it done.
He's
He
won
has
before.
That's right. So we'll see what he can bring. Obviously, all that chatter is exciting in itself. Brings some excitement to SEC Media Days, which most of us don't care about. But a little Buckeye breakdown there for you. We're going to try and continue that every week. So keep tuning in. Bring you with the Buckeye breakdown. Always keep you updated on Ohio State goings around here in the C-Bus. And with that, we're going to move on to more Columbus, Ohio action. My guy Jared's going to hit us with a little high school football preview. We're going to talk some of the City League, South and North, and just get you up to date. High school football is huge here in Columbus.
Yes, it
and
is.
in Ohio. So just more content, more excitement, and keep us in touch with the local community.
Yeah, I definitely love my City League South and my home of my Eastmore Warriors. Definitely, I am an Eastmore alumni, so I'm definitely banging the table for EA. Can I bang the table? I'm not ready yet. But just the season starts this week. It is back. What's today? Wednesday, so it starts tomorrow.
Friday.
It starts tomorrow.
Thursday.
We got Thursday games. So here's my Thursday. Just a quick schedule rundown of the teams. Thursday night games. We got Woodward versus South, West versus Linden McKinley, and then of course, again, West versus Linden, that's South and North. Grandview Heights versus Centennial. St. Charles goes to Northland. These are the Thursday night games. And Friday night in the North, we got Bishop Watterson versus Whetstone, Mifflin versus Kip Columbus, Beechcroft versus Thomas Worthington. And in the South Division on Friday night, we got Walnut Ridge, but as an Eastmore alumni, Walnut Ridge. So yeah, we back to this Bloody Scott. We back to this Bloody Scott stuff. So yeah,
Gotcha.
Walnut Ridge, whatever. Versus Hilliard Davidson, Briggs, baseball school, but they play football too over there. Versus Westland. Help me out here. Chaminade. I knew I was gonna forget, but my man got my back. Chaminade, Julian versus them, the Eastmore Warriors. The Ohio State, the Eastmore. It's all in the same boat, man. Whichever you want to call it. But home, they will be at Archie Griffith Field, and them MF the Red Devils, Marion Franklin versus Central Crossing Friday night. Right. To sum it up for the South Division, and definitely looking forward to Chaminade Julian versus my Warriors. Coach Miranda, I know he's gonna have them young boys ready, and I know they've been getting it in, hitting them steps, hitting them hitting that field.
All right,
so we're gonna see how they do.
Some of these are up in my neck of the woods too. You know that I live right by Centennial High School. I'm always over by Thomas Worthington.
All right.
Usually I can hear the lights or hear the crowd, see the lights, so what's going on. So I'll have to keep my eyes out, walk down the street, catch some high school football.
And again, and who are they? We got Bishop Hartley. That's not the City League, but we do got Bishop Hartley versus Big Walnut, and my guys will be calling that game on the Hartley
Radio
on the Hawks radio station. I like Bishop Hartley, man. That's the school I actually wanted to go to. Me and my brothers wanted to go to that school before we actually got into Eastmore. I'll never forget when they first got that turf. I like telling this story. We played on that turf before they ever did. we played on that turf before they ever did. We planted our flag. We had our Baker Mayfield moment before Baker Mayfield.
That's cool.
Yeah, man. Shout out Bishop Hartley.
A little breaking it in.
Yeah. Right, but again, make sure you guys tune in. We're going to drop the link. Make sure you follow on all our socials. We got Bishop Hartley going to be taking on Big Walnut. Got Peyton Underwood, the quarterback. Bishop Hartley lost a lot of guys, and they're going to come back even stronger this year. So make sure you tune in for me and my guy Ryan, who's going to be calling that game Friday night.
Yeah, we might have to keep you on color, dude. You know everything about the division, the league, players, all that. He's my info source, so I'm looking forward to that, though. We'll,
be a good time.
Like you said, we'll drop some links.
High school's back.
Yep, Hawks
High school
Radio.
is definitely back.
Dude, yeah, rocking
Shout
and
out to
rolling.
all the kids. I know there's a lot of kids going back to school. Make sure you stay focused in the book. It's called student athlete for a reason. So make sure you stand in the books first and then take care of the business on the field. You do it on the classroom side first, the field gonna take care of itself. But make sure you're having fun out there. Make sure you go out there attacking and dominating at all times, because you never know who's watching. The cameras is going to be rolling. And, you know, Coach Fisher, Coach Saban, Coach Day, anybody can be watching any time. But we all excited to see Central Ohio put on, and make sure you're putting on for your city. We want y'all to start repping y'all city. Rep whoever y'all got. Make sure you tune in to That's Debatable and give us who we should be looking forward to, who we should be watching out for, and we'll make sure we shout all you guys out. So shout out to the whole entire Central Ohio and all the boys that's going out. Football Friday night is back.
Friday Night Football, man. I know that was a big part.
Friday Night Lights, man.
That's right, Friday Night Lights. Looking forward to it. So, as the high school boys wrapping up two-a-days, finishing their preseason workouts and things like that, they don't have a preseason. But fortunately, in the NFL, we do have a preseason, and that just got underway last weekend. I actually watched quite a bit of it. Luckily, I got the NFL Network at home, fortunately, so I'm able to tune into all those preseason games, and it's funny. You know, for the first 30 years of my life, I never gave a damn about preseason football, but now that I actually know what's going on, 90 guys trying to cut down to that 53-man roster, dudes trying to make the team. You know, learning what you got, installing new offenses, all those things.
New players, young guys.
Dude, that's
just
right.
To see how they looking, like your guy Trey Lance.
Yep. Man, that beauty, 70-yard touchdown bomb. Woo!
Man,
Welcome to the
can't wait
Trey
till we talk
area,
about
baby.
AFC West, man.
It's going to be awesome. So,
Jesus Christ.
preseason week 1, give me your takeaways. Who stood out? Who didn't stand out? Were you surprised that somebody's playing time, nobody's playing time? What do you got? Give me your big takeaways.
Shout out to them young boys that's in the receivers that's in Chicago. Moody and what's my other man's name? Hold on. Tajay Sharp. Them boys was making. I was sending y'all. I ain't had a video, but I was screenshotting the catches. Like just you know, like my freeze frame. You know, pictures is worth 1,000 words. But nah, them young boys definitely they was making some difficult catches, looking like some real prime time football for real.
Man, a quick point is you hit that nail on the head is like the athleticism and the beauty of the NFL receivers making those toe drag catches out of bounds, leaping one hand, and the camera technology that they have nowadays is just awesome. I mean, it makes those preseason catches look like, you know, the ODB, you know, the OBJ behind the head thing every time.
Yeah, old dirty bastard too.
Yep. All right, other takeaways. Tell me about Kenny Pickett.
I know you was gonna say it. I was waiting for Jared to say it.
I was gonna wait for. I wasn't gonna pick on Pickett yet because I wanted to talk about my guy Baker looking good. And they ain't scored a touchdown when Baker was in there. You know, my man's Roddy Anderson dropped the touchdown pass. But
Robbie.
Yeah, I said Roddy. See, I Roddy Rich, Robbie Anderson, whatever. But yeah, now Baker looked good in that powder. So shout out to Baker Mayfield. We'll see how once he wins a starting job. He did start that first preseason game. You know, the coach still ain't announced it yet. But since you brought him up, I like Kenny Pickett. I am pro Kenny Pickett, and you know I've been pro the man that changed the game forever. Yeah, with the fake quarterback slide. He did the fake slide and he did the shebang. At the end, they changed the play, the ruling the next day. So that's Kenny Pickett for you. The kid got swagger. He did it. He game-winning drive. 13 for 15, 111 yards, 2 tutties. 132 passer rating. Yes, I know it's preseason, but you want to see what he looking like, what type of passes is he throwing, just like how is he handling the situation.
Right.
Let him get out there with the ones. He might have been out there with the 3s and 2s.
Yeah, but still.
All the quarterbacks for the Steelers kind of look decent, but Mason is Mason.
Yeah.
He's a third stringer no matter what. I don't care. He's not going to win a starting job.
Right.
And if Tomlin want to start off with Mitch just to play it safe, that's fine, but I think he should go ahead and just throw Pickett into the fire. They got George Pickens. He was a steal in the draft, and I like that young receiver, and he did the AB. I'm going to be doing a lot of the AB this season, I promise you, and I ain't even an AB fan. But
George Pickens did look
Yeah,
good.
you know, I know you don't like the squillers, but I really like Kenny Pickett, man. Like I said, since he did that play, you know, I don't know what it's about these quarterbacks in these college moments, but Baker playing that flag and him doing that fake slide,
all right.
they win me over forever.
I like
so
it.
I think Kenny Pickett is right. And go ahead, I think they got the weapons, they got the run game, and they got the defense, and most importantly, they got the head coach. So the culture is right. Forget Mitch. Like if you ever watch Kevin Hart. The male B word is Mitch anyway, so I don't even like his
Nice.
name. Well, you can say Money Mitch, but I ain't calling him Money Mitch because Mitch is not money when it's money.
Man, enough with them
Mitch.
squillers, man.
Enough. Your take. What do you think?
Because I'm
You
gonna
ain't-
just right off of
You
what
ain't
he
buying
just said.
any of that.
I mean, Mitch Trubisky is Mitch Trubisky, and that's who's going
He's
to be
gonna lose
starting
his
for the
job.
Steelers.
Maybe. That's
Because
part
I mean,
still
you
debatable.
just said you want to throw Kenny Pickett into the fire,
Like what
and
Russell
he gonna
Wilson did.
He'd be burnt, man.
Remember when
He'd
Russell
be
Wilson
burnt.
took the
This is a different situation,
Matt
man.
Flynn was the starter,
Yes.
got paid to be the starter. They
Same
drafted Russell Wilson in the fourth, sixth round, whatever round, fourth round,
Third.
maybe third, fourth, whatever, third round. My fault. They drafted him there, and then in training camp,
This ain't that,
preseason,
man.
why not? In training camp preseason, he won over Pete Carroll and got the starting job. He also had a run game. Well, Golden Tate and Baldwin was solid.
You cannot make the
can't-
comparison
you
between
compare
Kenny Pickett and
Kenny Pickett
Russ
and Russ
Wilson.
Wilson.
is
We don't know
way-
who. Okay,
all right.
you thinking about Russ'
No,
career?
no.
I'm just talking about coming out the gate. Just coming out the gate. We didn't know Russ was gonna be Russ. We didn't even know he was gonna be a starter. I'm just saying, go ahead and then if
Russ was drafted in the Major League Baseball draft by like the Texas Rangers. That means he's got a cannon. Kenny Pickett ain't anywhere close to any of
He's
those
a better
discussions of
athlete.
arm throwing plus years. So continue your
so is
Steelers.
Kyler Murray,
Give me
but-
your takeaway on the Steelers, Will.
Man, you want to throw Pickett in there. You got to think about he's already in the AFC North. Hey, I mean, you're going to have to see Denzel Ward. You're going to have to see guys like Jesse Bates. You're going to have to see top, was it Peterson for.
Yeah,
for
you're right. And why?
You don't want
so
to just
why
throw
would
him
I throw
into the
Mitch
fire
out?
just yet.
You're right.
You know, let him sit. Let him see Trubisky. They're gonna rely on Najee Harris anyways. They may even have my man Master Teague in the backfield.
He
but
looked good, too.
him
Nice.
and being a quarterback, he may get in there and get dusted up, but I wouldn't throw him into the fire just yet. Rely on the run game, which they're gonna do. But I'm not the same way you on Baker, same way you on Kurt. You seem like you starting to jump on this bandwagon early with Pickett too.
I was already on the wagon.
So Kenny
I
Pickett.
actually, I'm not on the wagon because I kind of started the thing. We can go back to the footage.
You've been on all right. You've been on the Kenny Pickett wagon
Since
for a
that play.
while.
Since the play.
You think if he gets started, he's gonna if they throw him in the fire, he gonna get burnt.
Yeah, it's too
How
late,
long
way
would
too
you
early.
wait to start him? Because obviously you're not sold on Mitch, but like Jer said, start with Mitch, roll him out there. Don't quite put Pickett into that yet.
I mean, you'll see week
How long?
one. You will see week one. Cincinnati is not going to take anything lightly. They're trying to make sure that they prove that last year wasn't a fluke. So they're going to come in and take care of business against the Steelers. So it's going to be pressure on them already starting off in week one. But I would say if Mitch can't get it right, you would probably see him starting the Boo Bird starting to come around the Steelers facility and let Pickett play. You know, he's a hometown product, so you're going to hear those guys starting to say, let Pickett play. And I would say probably around like week 3, week 4, but we'll cover that more when we cover the AFC North. For sure.
I'm with you there, looking at their schedule right now, just for strictly sticking to Pickett. They start off with y'all.
Nah, you want to throw him in the fire.
Yeah, go ahead, throw him. No. Or
Let's
if
do it.
because I don't think Mitch is going to lose. If Mitch is the starter, I think Mitch will lose the job by the Jets game. The Jets.
What week is that?
That's week 4.
Okay,
They got the Bengals, the Patriots, the Browns.
We'll go over the schedule when we do that.
Yeah, when we get to that.
But
I
you
think
both got
Pickett-
him right by about week 4.
Right.
I think he should be starting week 1. If Tomlin is really
There
going
you
to
go.
be ballsy and gutsy, go ahead and do it. Everything is set
He's
up for him to
calculated.
succeed.
He's not a ballsy type of coach. You know, he's
You're going to play it safe with Mitch anyway, so why not just go ahead and throw the rookie in there?
You're not relying on a rookie quarterback in the AFC
You're not
North.
relying on Mitch Trubisky in the AFC North either.
They're gonna be a run-heavy offense. I mean,
Didn't the Bengals rely on a rookie quarterback? Didn't the Ravens rely on a rookie quarterback?
Yeah, but
these are different quarterbacks compared to.
Says who? They didn't believe. I
all
love
the-
Lamar Jackson,
all
but
the-
they wanted him to be a receiver.
all
out
the
gate.
draft stocks. So
And he didn't start behind Flacco either.
all right, we're gonna keep moving on.
Kenny Pickett and also
Kenny Pickett by week 4. You heard it.
and your mans. I love Sir Lance-a-Lot, man. Trey Lance. I can't wait till we talk about them either. He 4 for 5, 92 yards, 1 touchdown. 158 passer rating. Again, I know it's preseason, but you just want to see how he looks, his approach,
He looked
the
good.
way he's doing it. That ball to who he threw to? Ayuk?
No.
Who was 86?
I can't remember the guy's
Gray?
name.
Whatever his name is.
Sonny Gray, pitcher for the. Anyway.
I like Trey Lance too, man. Justin Fields looked good. What other? I know he got pulled, but my man Willis in Tennessee, he's gonna be taking Tannehill's job soon as well. I say go ahead and rip off the Band-Aid and pull Tannehill and go ahead and throw him in that fire as well. Just to get him. I think these young quarterbacks come in the game ready and they're built for it. They're built for it.
Okay. Young
Unless you're
quarterbacks ready to go. Week 1, you heard it here.
A situation like Trevor Lawrence.
All right, let's get to. Well, we're going to get to Trevor Lawrence when we preview the AFC South. Excuse me. But it's right about that time. We're going to step aside, collect ourselves, get things back together. We're going to take a quick break here on That's Debatable. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
One of the coolest parts of my life is learning from Bob McElligott, getting, especially with commentary, getting to learn the little ins and outs and getting to commentate games with him. It was just some of the coolest experiences of my life.
Broadcasting the ASWA shows gave me the opportunity to experience what it's like and gave me the confidence to start my own business and basically do it myself.
I would say some of my favorite moments in emphasis were the basketball tournament games. They're just such a different environment to high school basketball, especially in the tournament. You know, you're always playing for love of the game, but you love it a little bit more.
My experience in the Sports Emphasis program was something that was essential to me. We got to do live broadcast. We've done it all. We did football, basketball, baseball, and from anything from commentary to behind the scenes to just running the scoreboard. We just did it all. Any kind of value in production you could possibly have, we did it, and that was just so essential to where I'm at now.
Where you got the Saints at, man? I got them 7-10 as well.
All the way across the board, 7-10.
Right.
I think this team is not going to. Their record is not going to reflect the talent that's on this team because you got Jameis Winston, and that's always going to be a question mark. What kind of Jameis you're going to get? But you reinsert Michael Thomas back into that team.
Can't guard
you
Mike.
Insert my man Chris Olave onto that team.
Oh wait.
So it's going to be a lot of guys that's going to be fighting for the ball. You got my man Alvin Kamara. Don't know what's going to happen with his court case. You know, we know he can be bare knuckle guy straight to the eye socket, orbital fracture and stuff like that. That's why he's going to be sitting out. Possibly, I don't even think they're talking about him as being suspended yet, but that's going to be one of the
more concerned about Deshaun right
question
now.
mark.
Yep.
Yeah, they focus on Deshaun Watson as far as litigations go.
Yeah, well, hearsay versus this man actually beat somebody to death.
It's for sure.
That so what's more? We ain't even got to get into that topic. What's really,
But they made some acquisitions on their defense too. The hometown right out here in Columbus, Taco Charleston, and got my man the Honey Badger, Tyrann Mathieu.
Landry too.
Yeah, Jarvis Landry then came down, so that's another weapon.
I forgot that.
And but I don't know if they'll be able to close. Like I stated earlier, they're gonna have one of the toughest schedules in the NFL, and I just don't think that the schedule is going to be easy for them.
Dude, they got talent, that's for sure. It's just going to be
they go as Kamara go.
And not with him running the ball, but just because he could, he's like a receiving back.
Yep. And, then that leads to, their quality of offensive line. When they've had a shitty offensive line for a couple seasons there, it's a lot of – you got to get him out in space. Whereas if they've got some dudes up front that can block a little more traditional run game, that opens up the playbook even more and also probably makes things easier on Jameis Winston, who doesn't handle pressure too well, as we know.
Hey, man, he got that LASIK surgery, so we'll finally get to see if he can see.
MVP? Calling it now?
No, heavens no.
5,200 yards, 45 TDs.
No.
26 picks.
Not with a defensive-minded head coach. No.
Okay. Yeah, I can work with this.
It might be a trap.
Don't have time for that.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the favorite game show of the upper class, Who's Counting? The game show where our unwilling contestants have to make the really hard choices that count.
All right, welcome back to That's Debatable, live on the Yamo Media Columbus page. And as you are checking out right on the screen, Ohio Football Weekly will start live next Wednesday night at 6:30. That should be Wednesday, August 24th, live on the Yamo Media Columbus Network, YouTube page, Facebook, Instagram. You can find it all there. Marty Bannister, the big man in the neighborhood. He is definitely a local legend, knows everything there is to know about Columbus high school football in Ohio. Football Weekly will be premiering next week on the Yamo Media Columbus page, Wednesday night, 6:30 p.m. Eastern, followed by us. That's Debatable. So you'll get a good dose of the Ohio high school football scene from Marty Bannister, and then it'll carry right into us, make our job easy on us. And as you just saw, a little trailer from our guy, our producer, the man Adam Dell. Him and the gang put together a film for the 48-hour film project over the weekend. And you can find that video, which is called Who's Counting, on yamomedia.com. They put together quite the production in just short 48 hours. I think it's a 5-minute video. There it is again. Who's Counting, made by our producer, Adam Dell, and a good crew of, I don't know, what, 30 people, AD, probably? Yep, had a good group working on that a couple weekends ago. So check it out on yamomedia.com. Who's Counting, a short film for the 48-hour film project here in Columbus.
Won't be disappointed in that one. He got a lot of suspense in it.
Dude, that's good, actually.
Pretty good. Make sure you guys check that one out.
Yeah, I know they put in a lot of work. So, YamoMediaColumbus.com. And again, the Ohio Football Weekly with Marty Bannister here on the Yamo Media page. Again, more local going on. So, let's broaden our reach back to the NFL. We just finished up some preseason, but Jeremiah saw this today. I think it was on Undisputed on Facebook. It came across his list. Maurice Jones-Drew, the old NFL running back, his top 10 pairs of quarterback and pass catcher. So quarterback and wide receiver, MJD's top 10 at the top. I bet Will likes to see that.
Look good to me.
No argument there. Burrow and Chase Allen and Diggs, Carr, Adams, Stafford, Kupp, on and on and on. Mahomes and Kelsey, I imagine Mahomes and Hill would have been, creeping at the top of that list last year. But anyway, there is one glaring absence from there. Jeremiah, what do you got for me, my man?
Man, the disrespect of my quarterback. Because it really just got to be because of the quarterback. Hold on, let me get to my notes. 1 second.
So what we're missing from there
is my notes. But besides that, we're missing the obvious. If you want to, Kirk Cousins, Justin Jefferson, Kirk Cousins. I don't know if we're not counting that as a dynamic duo or not. I don't understand what Maurice Jones-Drew was thinking when he made this list.
Maybe he just forgot about it.
Like I said, I gotta see the full clip of him just explaining his list, because I know if you're not thinking of Kirk, at least you're going to think of Jefferson. 100%. There's no way you don't think of him in any receiver naming list at all. So he just had to totally discredit Kirk Cousins. I just think his list is bullcrap. Pull his list up again, Big A. But just Kirk Cousins, Justin Jefferson alone, in their first 2 seasons, they have over 3,000 yards. Last year they combined had 1,600 yards. He was second in the yards in receiving. He's been in the top in catches. He's been in the top 10 in touchdowns since entering the league the last 2 seasons. And somebody's obviously throwing him the ball. He's broken every record now. Jamar Chase did just break his rookie record, but Justin Jefferson has the most yards of a 2-year wide receiver that's entering the league. Yep. And we'll see if Chase will be able to top that. I don't even have an issue with, I don't even care about the top of the list. My issues is with, first of all, Winston and Thomas, like really, they never played together. You can take the list down now because I need my facial expression shown. Winston and Thomas, they never play together. They never played a snap. Thomas is on mark to play the week 1 this season, and so is Winston, but they both was injured last year with a torn ACL, and I don't even remember what was wrong with Mike Thomas, but he didn't play all year.
High ankle surgery.
High ankle surgery, and he was sitting out anyway, wasn't he?
Yeah, it was just a nagging. It was that he was hurt his ankle in 2020.
It was a lot, but anyway, they shouldn't be on the list, and he pistoled him in at 10. Like, so if you think less of like, why do you think so highly of Jameis Winston if Kirk Cousins isn't? If you don't think I think Kirk Cousins is better than Jameis.
Dak and CeeDee Lamb.
Like, I don't have an issue with Burrow and Chase being number 1, but I feel like them being at number 1, that I could create a debate against it, but I'm not even arguing against it right now. They could have that. But I just feel like Herbert and Allen definitely should be higher than Dak and CeeDee. Over 1,100 yards last year, combined for over 2,000 yards in Herbert's first 2 seasons and 14 total touchdowns. Hopkins was hurt last year, and he suspended. Going to Kyler and Hopkins, I think they were ranked 9 on this list. Also, I feel like Kirk and Jefferson should be ranked higher than them. Kirk and Jefferson at least be top 5 duo on this list, is because Jefferson alone is a top 5 wide receiver, top 3 actually. Some people want to say Chase, Jefferson, whatever, depending on who you ask. But I feel like they should be a top 5 duo, because you can't have top 5 stats when somebody's throwing Jefferson the ball and he has top 5 stats. So by that merit, that's a top 5 duo. It's just that simple.
Somebody's throwing Jefferson the ball, but how often is Jefferson making those plays? We've seen many times where the number 1 duo on this list, where Jamar Chase, a break of 75-yard run off a 3-yard pass.
Well, go watch the last time that Kirk Cousins played against the Packers and see what Justin Jefferson did against that game. Or when he lit up the Chargers the week before that. Those are 200-plus yard games, too. He lit it up. They do make those plays when they count. The problem with the Vikings was they didn't finish it on the defensive end last year to get those dubs that Jefferson, from Kirk to Jefferson, that put us in a position to even take the lead.
Do you think Jefferson and Cousins should be on this list?
I think, and I wanted to ask him, who would he take off of this list? I mean, obviously, you'll pick him in at 10. And he's saying top 5.
Yeah.
I'll agree with his point. You can't have a top 3, 4 receiver and not be on this list. I think they deserve to be on the list just off of that aspect, period.
Where would you put them?
I put them down there
About
somewhere.
7 or 8.
Take Winston out, maybe take CeeDee Lamb and Prescott, possibly there, somewhere in that area. But I look at the rest of that list, possibly move David Carr and Adams maybe down just a little bit, but I'll roll somewhere in that area. I don't want to push them into that top 5, but they definitely can make the top 10.
All right, I'll jump in here real quick. I'm with you there. Winston and Thomas, Dak Prescott and CeeDee Lamb, get the hell out of here. Also, Cousins and Jefferson been doing it for what? 2-3 years now?
2 years, going on 3 years.
This will be
Guess
third
what?
year. Mahomes and Kelsey, I mean, I get that. Derek Carr and Devontae, just because they haven't played together yet. Stafford and Kupp only have done it for 1 year. So, I mean, again, those kinds of things. But, I mean, they're, also, just Maurice Jones-Drew dropping some clickbait. Come check me out on NFL.com/MJD. Some bull stuff, but I mean, it's it's JJ. You got to get him on the list, and Murray and Hopkins, man, I ain't sold on that.
That's why Fred Taylor is
So.
better running back for the Jacksons. But anyway, but listen,
Dude,
the
right?
top. Okay, you said they don't belong in the top 5. Please tell me what stats does Carr Adams got last year? What was their stats last season?
Carr Adams didn't
Carr
play together last year.
They haven't played
Independently, Derek Carr threw for 4,800 yards, and Devontae had. I know. That's why we said. That's why we said they hadn't played together
What
yet.
could possibly happen?
There is no could possible because we don't have any stats. You know what stat that I have? They haven't played with each other since 2013. You know how long
So
ago it
obviously,
was?
this ain't based off stats. This is based off potential and talent.
Well, then where do
And
you think potentially
opportunity.
Justin Jefferson's he's going to rank in the top 5 again in yards? I almost barring health. Can I now?
I ain't. I'm saying they should be on the list.
They should at least be. No, they should
Not
100%
about top
be in
5,
that 4th
but
spot. I feel like after the year that. So Burrow and Chase was together for 1 year last year. If we're only doing 1 year and it's off of last year again, Adams and Kupp.
But these is
Adams and Carr didn't play with each other. Burrow and Chase should at least.
That was Murray and Hopkins first year
I will
too.
move Burrow and Chase to 2, and Allen and Diggs to 3, and Kupp and Stafford to 1. The Triple Crown winner. They literally have the most combined yards receiver to quarterback in league history.
Mr.
In league
Analytics,
history.
dude.
In league history.
Nice.
That's over
You wanna
two.
go on
They
all
almost
those
hold on. They
numbers.
almost had over 2,000 in regular season. They combined. Where's my stats at? Hold on.
Stats and numbers don't
They
lie, but
almost
production
combined.
is
It was.
another
I think
thing,
it was
man.
1929 that he had last year, something like that. 1969, he had 1,900 yards last year. Again, triple. This is their first season together. Jamar Chase and Joe Burrow. That's their first year together in the league last year. So if we only doing off 1 year, nobody had a better year than Kupp and Chase.
So
I mean,
obviously
Kupp
this list
and
ain't
Stafford.
based off stats and numbers.
I don't know what
It's
this list is based off of.
talent and
It's not even based off
potential.
It's not based off popularity. But it's got to be. I don't know what it is.
It just ain't good because your boys ain't on there. That's number one.
They should be on there, man.
They absolutely should be on there just because
You can't tell me they should
off
be
of
on
Justin
this list.
Jefferson's numbers alone. He was
Right,
literally
JJ's
second.
too good.
He was second in yards last year and 3rd in receptions, and he was.
Right, we
They
got
left
it.
off of this list because of the performance of Kirk Cousins.
He had 33 touchdowns and 7 interceptions. He performed. What are you talking about?
Man,
They
they
didn't make the
Jameis Winston's on this list.
He got stats and numbers, but the one that don't got is the dubs. What big games have he really came in and solidified and got your
Please
dubs?
tell
and
me
your
what
team
dubs
to
does
that
Jameis
level?
Winston got?
Right. I mean,
What dubs does Dak Prescott
I'm
got?
giving you the
What
reason
big-
why your boy ain't on this one right here.
Dak Prescott and Jameis Winston made this list. So,
All right.
What?
We're moving on.
MJD, make sure you holler at us,
We
man.
got
Hey,
it.
MJD need to holler at JRB.
Because that's garbage.
This
They
list-
got to be on
it's
there
complete
about
garbage,
6
man.
or 7.
It's complete garbage,
But
man.
as you see, obviously, all these new combos, all these new players, all these new pairings, this is simply
See,
based
still ain't
off
even broke out
talent
yet.
and speculation and whatever MJD's doing. So, we'll put it to bed. Get JJ on there.
Yeah, I got my Vikings cape
All
on
right.
early.
Let's get to it. AFC South, where MJD played most of his career.
Again, Fred Taylor's better.
And, that's left for debate. But, okay, AFC South preview. The 4 teams in the AFC South. Thanks for the logos, my God. Indianapolis Colts, Houston Texans, Jacksonville Jaguars, and the Tennessee Titans. Let me tell you how they finished last year real quick. The division was won by the Tennessee Titans at 12-5. They earned a first-round bye in the AFC playoffs.
And then what?
They were the only team to make the playoffs out of the AFC South. The Colts went 9-8, the Texans went 4-13, and the Jags went 3-14. Terrible, bad at the bottom. So, let's get to it. I want to know, give me your finishing 4. How do you got them finishing in their records? Give me all 4.
Same as last year almost.
Okay, read them off.
I got Tennessee finishing number 1. I got The Colts finishing number 2. The Jags finishing number 3 in that circus in Houston.
Okay.
Hey, man, Lovie Smith, man. Hopefully you got a plan, but
we'll
They
see.
always give the brother the shit show.
Yes, they do.
Man,
yes,
baby.
he does.
He
Lovie
gonna
Smith
get-
always gets the back
Should've
end.
just stayed at college.
All right, Jer, how you got him finishing?
I'm starting from the bottom to the top. So I got Tank for Bryce, Houston Texans at 2-15. I got better than last year, Jacksonville Jaguars at 7-10. I got y'all gonna take some. Hold up, what did I call it? Yeah, y'all definitely missed the playoffs, but y'all gonna take some steps back. 8-9 Tennessee Titans, missing the playoffs, like I said, and AFC champs for the first time since 2014. The Indianapolis Colts at 10-7, which they could. A Colts fan actually, they kind of liked my record for them, but they felt like they could be an 11-12 win team. I said, "We'll slow your roll," but anything could possibly in between the lines.
Who was saying that?
My guy that I work with, his name Clay.
Nice.
But he's a longtime Colts fan, so I like picking the brains of the fans of whatever team, especially when it's relevant.
Yep.
I got them being AFC South champs this year. They definitely should have made the playoffs last year, but Carson Wentz effed that up.
Yep. You got that right.
So it's just no major wins. I think every game they got is winnable. Some of these losses that I have, like it's just between the lines. Philly and Vegas, I got them losing them. I got them winning them games, but they can also lose those games. Anything's possible.
Sit tight. I'm with you. I got the Indianapolis Colts winning the division. I got them right in that 11-6, 12-5 range. I think they'll err on the 12-5 side.
Yeah, that's what my guys.
I don't know. Matt Ryan might be able to put together. That defense is nasty. I got Tennessee at 8-9 right with you. I got the Jags at 7-6 minimum. I might be kind of surprised with Jacksonville this year. Their new head coach, Doug Peterson, kind of a flash in the pan a couple years. In Philly, he did a fairly good job. But they got a ton of talent, and last year was just a train wreck. Everything that could go wrong for a franchise did go wrong. Clean out, clean out the, trash at the top, running the show, GM, head coach, things like that. Restructure things in the front office, bring in a new head coach, all that talent. So I think the Jags will be improved, 7-6 minimum. But yeah, I got Houston right in that 4-13 range. So new additions and departures within the division. So yeah, obviously, Matt Ryan in the Indianapolis Colts is definitely, my mark of probably the biggest impact. Michael Pittman Jr. is coming into his own. So yeah, like you said, less turnovers. What you said cost the Colts making the playoffs last year was Carson Wentz.
Literally, all he had to do was win that last game out of season in the playoffs. But yeah, Matt Ryan was definitely the big acquisition for them, and they got him for the low. Shout out to the Falcons for doing Matt Ryan a solid for picking his team and them looking out. But they also pick up Yannick Ngakoue. Big pickup in Stephon Gilmore. He's still one of the premier corners in the league.
Oh, I forgot that.
Yeah, sleeper pick. I kind of did think he was still in Carolina, but when I looked up the Colts stuff, I was like, oh, they got him too? That's one of them moves. I like that. Stephon Gilmore is, like I said, still the premier corner in this league. He might not be number 1 or top 5 anymore, but he's definitely still a problem on that island. Alec Pierce, who else they got? They got some more linemen to protect him. Even Nick Foles is his backup. So they got some winning situations.
Oh, Nick Foles is Matt Ryan's backup in India. I forgot that.
And they picked up Philip Lindsay from that was the running back from Denver. Strong power horse just to add to the backfield. They already got that beast back there, JT, just to probably take a little light load off of JT every now and again, put Lindsay in. So I really like what the Colts got over there. They've been had a line like this.
All right, and real quick, I got a couple steps. Yeah.
This team was tailor-made for Andrew Luck.
Dude.
But if you look at Andrew Luck now, he looked like he do cable. So,
man, I wish Andrew Luck was still around. But to add to yours, so last year, the Indianapolis Colts allowed 32 passing touchdowns, which was the second worst. So what they needed to address was that secondary. Added Gilmore like that. They only allowed 10 rushing touchdowns, which was third best. And they had some problems allowing rushing yards, but they also had fourth most takeaways, fumbles, interceptions, so that defense is good. Hopefully they can control some of that air attack and keep it going and improve. Will, notes? Ads, drops.
I think that defense, like you said, is going to carry him. And you saying throw someone into the fire, I think you throw Matt Ryan right there where he is and allow him just to manage the game. You're going to rely on JT for sure, but you got Michael Pittman Jr., like I say, coming to his own. And that's one thing that they got to be able to do, just make the games count that need to count. Get the wins that need to get the wins. Because that was one thing they did at the end of the last season. They lost games where they should have won. And that's the reason they missed the playoffs.
Crucially, the last game of the season.
Yes, sir.
I didn't give my go around with their records, but
well, where do you got the Colts? Yeah, what do you got?
I'll start from the bottom, as my man Jared did. I got the Texans coming in at 2-15. It's going to be a rough season down there. And
I got them at 2-15 too.
At Jacksonville, I got them at 5-12.
Okay.
Got the Colts at 9-8.
Okay, so we're right there.
And Tennessee at 10-7.
Okay, real quick, since you got Tennessee winning the division, we're talking about ads and drops. How do you think A.J. Brown vacating?
And Julio.
Yeah, all right, and Julio.
We still got a
He didn't make that big of an impact, but
you can't.
All right, so how do you feel about them losing their two wide receivers?
You lose, A.J. Brown, but you don't know what you're going to get in Robert Woods.
Yep.
He tore his ACL last season, and he's going to come in. They signed Austin Hooper.
Okay.
They got a couple of other guys that could come in and help out, but you still have King Henry himself.
Got the deal, right?
So you got to be able to stop that man. I don't rely on Tannehill. I think they're going to go with Willis probably. I mean, Tannehill's going to come in and start, but you're going to see Willis probably around like maybe 5-6 if things start shaking up. But there's no reason to throw him in yet.
You got King Henry running them to 10 wins. Derrick Henry can run the Tennessee Titans to 10 wins on his own.
It's the schedule.
You're probably not wrong.
I don't think this year. Not coming off of an
You're
injury.
going to doubt King Henry?
Only because he's coming off injury and he's coming off of doing this for the past 3 seasons.
Exactly. That's what he does, man.
But not coming off of injury. And he missed a big one. He missed 9 games, which makes him eligible for this comeback player of the year thing.
Yep.
But even though he made the playoff game. But I just think that's a lot of wear and tear on his body. Losing those weapons, those key weapons that you still need to throw the ball every now and again. You can't just run the ball 40 times a game. That's not going to happen.
Gotcha.
Robert Woods is solid, but Robert Woods is not a number 1. He's a solid number 2, number 3 at worst. I don't believe they have what it takes. Like I said, they definitely fall back this year, and they rode that high horse last year. They got a nice little gap, which allowed them to keep that 1 seed, and that's as good as it's gonna get. And they just gonna remember that playoff game, them 3 interceptions.
Okay.
You look at this division, and they got the 6, 7, 8. The easiest schedules in the NFL. Their hardest team that has the hardest matchups is going to be the Texans, and it's just not a lot that's going on down there in Houston that's going to make me assume, that they're going to be a team. They got my man Stingley coming in, but he's not going to be enough on that defense.
Nah.
But I think that schedule for the Titans is going to allow them to get back into that playoff contention. They should be able to get some of those wins. If you look at their schedule, they should be able to get a lot of those wins.
I'm with you right there. I like that. I like King Henry running their way, dude. Robert Woods, I'm worried about what Tannehill can add to that. But let's talk about Malik Willis real quick.
I think
Do you think Malik Willis will get the start? You mentioned you liked him in preseason.
I liked him too.
So the question is,
Vrabel pulled him though.
Well, yeah. The question is, will Malik Willis take over Tannehill's job and win?
I don't think it's no hurry to give him the job, even if Tannehill doesn't have the marquee type quarterback performance. As long as you're winning, I think you keep him in.
I will throw in Tannehill's 3 interceptions against Cincinnati Bengals in the playoffs probably cost them that game. So that's fresh in their mind.
For sure.
Roll with him until he throws a couple picks several games in a row.
So
how about roll with him until he costs the games?
Nah, I'm looking at the schedule, and if it go how I got
I'm proposing the question to you.
I know.
You think Willis will take over and win?
I know he will. If they're definitely looking at how I got the schedule, if they're 2 and 3.
They win against the Giants. They lose to Buffalo.
Coming out of that bye week, he should be starting.
Week 7.
Yeah. I mean, it's a tough start
Even
got
though, like I said,
Bills,
they got
Ra-
easy
Bills,
schedule.
Raiders,
If
Colts
these games, especially if they're getting blown, like if they're getting blown out by Buffalo, Vegas, and then if Indy handed to them, I know I got them penciled in for a win at Washington, but on the field,
But if they lose that, they lose 4 straight going into the bye. It's gonna
Yeah.
be Willis time for sure.
Definitely Willis time.
Got
for
you
sure.
with that.
So I think
Okay.
Kenny Pickett get the start before he does.
There. Okay. Before week 6, Kenny Pickett week 4, Malik Willis week 7. You heard it here first. Let's keep talking about. I was gonna say new additions to the Jacksonville Jags. The big one this offseason was the Christian Kirk.
Got everybody paid.
Big contract. He did get everybody paid. 4 years, $84 million is Christian Kirk going to the Jags. Not really, the big thing about the Jaguars is all these question marks. We're still at what are we going to see from Trevor Lawrence? All the hype is dissipated because he had a rough first year. We got Christian Kirk showing up. Travis Etienne, hey, basically might as well be a new face there because he missed all of last season.
Literally.
Tons of hype around there. So, and like I said, new head coach Doug Peterson. So a lot of new faces in Jacksonville.
Draft pick there too, also.
Yep. Walker or Davis. I can't remember.
Georgia.
Yeah.
Deanne from Georgia.
Yep.
Or backer. Edge rusher.
Anyway.
Get to the quarterback.
All right, Jacksonville. So a couple new faces there. I'm excited to see that, especially from a fantasy football perspective. ESPN had the fantasy draft marathon on last night. I'm, getting my leagues ready, all those sorts of things. So I'm anxious to look at that and see what they can offer from a fantasy perspective. And honestly, I'm anxious to see if Trevor Lawrence can get going, man.
I think
all that talent,
he will,
all those great performances in college,
Like you said, he getting this guy ETN back. I think that'll serve another couple of wins by itself just by having him on the field and their connection that they had together. Then they got DJ Shark down there still.
Yep.
So I think Trevor.
No. I think DJ Shark got traded.
He's out?
I'm pretty sure. Let me look it up real quick. I think he's in Detroit.
But he can't have no worse. He can't play no worse than he did last year.
Yep.
He had 12 touchdowns, 17 interceptions, 71 quarterback rating, but he did have 3,600 yards last year, so that's promising. Only a little under 60%. But you talking about a rookie year where you going into one of the most dysfunctional franchises and your head coach. I don't know how Urban got that job. If he just, it's a lot of sound bites with me and Urban last year. My man Herbs, I was happy for him, upset with him. He pissed me off, and then he did all of that just to quit, and he left the Buckeyes and all that. But anyway, Trevor Lawrence rookie season was just the worst. This is a fresh start in a way. This year, Doug Peterson. I know he's hungry. He was a good, innovative coach, and if you remember, the Eagles was on fire before they collapsed. After that, but during that, they made it to that Super Bowl. That Super Bowl run was dominant with the blowout win and all of that against the Vikings. That then they beat Tom Brady. So Doug Peterson's definitely gonna be hungry, and I'm excited to see what he could do with Trevor Lawrence. They feel like he's the reason why Carson Wentz had an MVP type season that year, and how Nick Foles kind of finished that year. So we'll see what he could do with Trevor. I'm excited for him. But 7-10 is what I got.
Right on. All right, that pretty much wraps up our AFC South preview. The last question I would propose, who's the best running back in the division? We can also just say who's the best running back in the league, because it's either Derrick Henry or Jonathan Taylor.
Give me Dalvin Cook.
I was just going to say that, man. Just take it right out of my mouth.
I had to beat you, man.
But it ain't. So, JT or Derrick Henry, who you want?
Give me no. Well, what's the
Jonathan?
Jonathan. I said Jason.
You want JT over Derrick?
Yeah, give me Jonathan Taylor.
JT or King Henry?
It just depends what kind of who I got on my X and Y as my guys.
Whatever mood you're in?
Yeah, pretty much. Because either you're going to bang with King Henry, but I like JT more just off of the simple fact that you can get him out in the flats, you can get him more on that passing tree, a little bit more out in open space besides just in the backfield. But
and you can use the pass
young, man, and then his upside, what he did last year, I think he can continue that.
I hope so. Hope to see if he
And
can
I don't think
continue.
you're going to have to get him banged up as much as you're going to give Derrick Henry the ball. If you look at Derrick Henry's stats, man, he's getting the ball 75 to 85% of their offensive production is through him.
Dude, Derrick Henry don't get banged up. He do the banging up. He beats people up,
he
man.
does.
He did have a lot of, JT had a lot of attempts last year, 332, 1,800
That's
yards.
pretty high.
But like I said, to pick up a Philip Lindsay, maybe he could scale it back just a tiny bit.
And just Matt Ryan helping out with going to Pittman. They're going to utilize that off of the
and they still
air attack a
got,
little
they still
bit
got my
more.
man T.Y., don't they?
Well balanced.
Yeah, T.Y.
I don't know about that. He's on his way out. But if you ask me, man, you guys know how much I love JT too. I was banging that drum last year for Jonathan Taylor, but I want to see some King Henry this year. I'm riding high with him. I hope he gets 400 carries and just runs through people. And obviously that would be the key to the Titans' success if you're going to see Tennessee win the AFC South, which I don't think you will. But that'll wrap up our AFC South preview. We're going to take a quick commercial break. We're going to come back and we're going to talk about the WNBA playoffs, which have just started about an hour or so ago, live tonight. So WNBA coming at you. We'll be right back on That's Debatable.
Yeah. A lot of people got questions about Julio. I feel like Julio gonna get the fly again, and he's definitely going. It's not gonna be what it's been the past few years.
Dude, yeah, Julio's got a lot of freedom to just
10 games
do
with
his thing
Julio.
now.
Last year he played 10 games with the Titans, but it was with the Titans, so you wasn't gonna see that much of electricity from him with that quarterback and that type of offense that's really driven. That's really driven with the running game. So. Give me 10 games in Tampa minimum.
With Tom throwing him the ball instead of Tannehill?
Yeah,
I mean, he's
totally
a third
different
option on this team.
And that's what's
number
dangerous.
one is going to be, as like we say every single week, health is going to be key for him staying on the field at all times. But bringing up health, I would want to pose a question because everybody got Tampa Bay going high, but they lose their center, Ryan Jensen.
That's right.
You know, how much is that going to affect that team? You know, right up the middle, the person handing off the ball or in shotgun. How much is the loss of a center going to affect that team?
That's a good point, Will.
He might need that chemistry between the handoff, but as long as he got that left tackle, which his name's escaped me right now, but as long as they got that left tackle protecting his blind side, I think he's going to be all right.
Tristan Wirfs, I believe.
Yep, that's exactly it. The first-round pick from a couple years ago.
And they got a stout line, but man, that's a key piece. The center is probably
if not an All-Pro, he's definitely a Pro Bowl player. Between the Devontae Adams and the Mike Evans is that Mike Evans came out the gate to be that guy, and he's been a model of consistency since he's been in the league. So in 2014, when they both got drafted, I believe Evans was a first-round pick. Wow, I don't know where did your boy go? Probably second, third round, maybe. And like first year, 38 catches. Second year, 50. Then 75, 74. Then like 2018 is when Vontae made
Really
that big
take
jump.
that bump.
Yeah, to 111. So he wasn't that dude. So the numbers being close is just what he's done these past few years versus the whole time since they've been in the league.
And that's what makes Mike Evans even more impressive. 8 straight seasons, 1,000 yards since day one. He's been that dude. Come in and get it. Devontae, starting behind Jordy, Jennings, those things. But
he had to work his way up the ladder.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, I can work with this.
It might be a trap.
Don't have time for that.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the favorite game show of the upper class, Who's Counting? The game show where our unwilling contestants have to make the really hard choices that count.
All right, welcome back to That's Debatable. Ryan Dietrich, Jeremiah Bays, Will Ward. We're going to talk WNBA playoffs, which get started tonight after the longest regular season in WNBA history, 36-game regular season. They upped it this year. And as we were just talking off camera, Jeremiah is excited about his Chicago Sky. And right now in the fourth quarter, just getting going, the Sky are up 3 over the New York Liberty. And that's stud Sabrina Ionescu. So.
You know why I'm wearing these colors, right? I got my blue on this side. I got my green on this side.
The Minnesota Lynx, there's some Sylvia Fowles. Bye-bye.
No. For my Chicago Sky and my Seattle team.
The Storm?
Yes, my Seattle Storm.
Stewie, Brianna Stew.
Yes. My WNBA Finals prediction.
All right, so
all in one.
For those of you that don't know, not following along, keep you updated on some WNBA action. My guy, there we go. That's what I wanted. The bracket. So, 8 teams make the playoffs in the WNBA. Las Vegas Aces were able to seal up the number 1 seed at 26-10. They're going to take on the Phoenix Mercury. And free Brittany Griner movement going down there. Mercury at 15-21, number 8 seed. Number 2 seed, Jeremiah Chicago Sky taking on New York Liberty like we just talked about.
Champion Chicago Sky.
And there you go, that's right. Defending champion, trying to repeat for the first time since early 2000s. And the Chicago Sky were actually a 10-point favorite going in tonight. They're only up by 5, so the Liberty might cover. All right, let's finish out the other bracket. The Connecticut Sun, the number 3 seed, regular season record of 25-11, taking on the Dallas Wings, an even 500 on the Wings for the season at 18-18. And then the 4-5 matchup, Seattle Storm, Brianna Stewart, 22-14, taking on the Washington Mystics, who had a regular season record of 22-14 as well. So some good matchups here. Brianna Stewart, obviously, she's been an MVP candidate all season. And the Seattle Storm didn't quite, get those, that 3-2 seed like they were looking in. Lost a game that last week of the regular season and ended up dropping to the 4 seed. All things looking aces, golden for the Aces. And my squad, Aja Wilson,
for sure,
tearing it up, moving to that 5 spot this year, really did some difference with her. Tearing up the paint, leading the league in blocks and rebounds. So I'm looking for the Aces to sweep the Mercury out. Also, I guess the one thing I will add, sorry, these 2 points just reminded me of that. So this year, they changed the playoff. In the past, the WNBA playoffs, the first round was just 1 game, 1 and done. So this year, it's the best of 3. You got to win 2 games. And also, it's about freaking time. If you make it to the championship game, so the winner of the East bracket and the winner of the West bracket, they will get to charter planes to the championship game instead of having to fly coach, which is ridiculous.
That's so childish. Somebody to take a picture of the WNBA players in the coach in the line for coach.
Right.
Like, bro, come on.
It's ridiculous that these professional athletes got to fly coach, got to fly commercial. I mean, nothing. Man, they deserve something better. They deserve their own team planes. I mean, the legit, there's got to be, I don't know what is going on, but management, ownership, money, something, viewership, I don't know. I feel like these professional basketball players should be chartering flights, flying in luxury.
What year was it made? 2000, 99, 2001, the WNBA?
No. Mid-90s?
Mid-90s.
Early 90s? Something like that.
So this is roughly, a little under 30 years?
30 years into the league.
Around 30 years. 30 years into the NBA, you think they was chartering? I mean, I get it. It's because it's 2022 now. But it took quite some time for the players to get what they get.
Showtime Lakers, I bet they were chartering flights.
I mean, that's the Lakers. But what about them other teams that wasn't Los Angeles?
Gotta be, right?
Like, those types.
It's
still early in their history. You can't start from zero and jump straight to what the superstars of today make, because superstars of today had other players throughout their 75 years of history that broke and knocked down walls and set stones. Michael Jordan took it to another level. LeBron, these players took it to another level, and it didn't just happen in 30 years. So,
Dude, come on.
Hey, but the playoffs is here. Hey, I got Asia Wilson and Kelsey Plum. I mentioned them both last week. They're the first players in WNBA history to reach 700 points in a single season. So I got them coming out of that West. The Mercury, they had a lot going on this season. So I think that they have a lot to get through. Going into the offseason, I mean, they had the problems with Brittany Griner. You got Diggins, who's not even going to play this series. Diana Taurasi, we know how she's rolling. She's one of the elites in the league, but she can't do it by herself, definitely against this Aces team.
And she's coming off injury, too.
Right. And they lost Tina Charles. So it's a lot going on with Phoenix, so I think it's going to be an easy ride for the Aces to get past them. And if they got to see Seattle, we've seen how the Aces been taking care of Seattle here recently. They played them like back-to-back in like the last 2 weeks. So I think they got an easy chance to get to potentially see Chicago, who's going to be one of the hottest coming out of the East. But it's getting heated up. Like I said at the beginning of the season, I put more respect on these ladies. It's not just that old, kind of just shoot them up, no excitement to their game. You see these ladies, they got handles, they got finesse, they hit inside, outside. You see Asia Wilson, she can get it from the outside, but definitely taking that presence on the inside too. But her mid-range game is the thing that put her into a whole other category. So looking forward to seeing how these playoffs shake up for the ladies.
Dude, agreed. Yeah, Aces clearly going to roll through the Mercury in the first round. I think the Sky will too. I think the Sky are going to take it to the Liberty. Even if the Liberty get one game, maybe steal one. But your top three, the Aces, the Sky, and the Sun, I think, are a tier above the rest of the league. You start getting down into the Storm, Wings, Mystics. I'm not sure Brianna. There you go. Thank you for putting those up, my guy. Your top three, Aces and Chicago Sky, right there, basically 2-1. The Sun at 380 and Deladon. I think they can bring it in there, ride some momentum, but I think Seattle's a little bit on the way out. Like I said, I think they lost 3 of their last 5 or 4 of the last 6 coming down the stretch. So they just feel like they're running out of gas in the Seattle Storm. So I'm looking at those top 3 seeds. As you know me, I'm riding Las Vegas Aces the whole way. But I'm interested in that Storm and Mystics battle. That 4 and 5 matchup will be a good one.
I feel it. I just can't wait to the final. Well, hopefully my Sky get there. Finn champs, man. My gold Candace gonna get it done. Lead the way, baby girl. Lead the way.
Taking MVP in their back-to-back. So yeah, the last time we had a WNBA repeat champion was LA Sparks. 2001, 2002, was that right?
Yep, and right before
would
that.
Would have been like Lisa Leslie and Cheryl Swoops or something, probably.
Yep.
Cheryl Miller, she might have been before that.
Yeah, it's way before that, man.
One of the early ones. So
she was better than her brother.
That's what they say.
Actually,
100 points too at some point.
Yeah.
Damn it! I meant to do that earlier today. I was gonna throw $22 on the Vegas Aces. What did we just see him at? Plus 174. Adam, will you pull up my odds again? Thank you, sir. So if I would have thrown 20 bones on them, that'd be 20 and 17. Give me about $35. I'll wait till the night. If they win, their odds again might drop.
Yeah.
But I got to get back into my sports betting. I just checked. I got like $60 in my account. I got to keep a little bit of that for week 1 of the NFL, and we can get rolling. But as you know me, I'm the sports betting guy. I always like to keep our numbers plugged in, championship odds, MVP odds, all those kinds of good things.
Against the odds with Ryan Deerton.
Dude, there we go.
Come on, man.
Vegas
that's gold,
Aces.
Man. That's gold.
Almost 2-1 money, dude. Lock that up. But, Jer, taking your Sky plus 218, man. Throw a little change there.
I'm
Double up.
going against the grain, too. I don't got Vegas, man. I mean, I know they hot. They've been hot all Asian Wilson been killing it. Got this Mamba mentality. She's going in. She's definitely leading the way. She's been leading in MVP odds all year. So, I mean, I'm not shocked, but I'm going against the grain. I've got to go with my girl Bree Stewart, and of course my lady Candace Parker. So I got them, but I got them going back to back, defending champs for Chicago. Go ahead, set the tone again for the Bulls like they did last season.
There you go.
Wow.
All right, final thoughts? You got anything?
Yeah, I don't think even if the Sky win, they're not setting the table for the Bulls. But
hey, man, what you mean? They came out the gate as the 1 seed. You can't, man. It's been a while since the Bulls was even relevant.
Right.
So like last year, they had a decent year against all odds.
Hey man, Giannis said he, never know. Giannis,
There it is. Hey, we should have. Do we want to talk about that? Hey,
dude, that's just. I mean,
I'm praying to the Greek gods.
That would be cool. He would be
He's the one person that wouldn't be
Chicago.
afraid of Michael Jordan's history. A lot of the stars don't go there because of that.
But see, I'd like to see, Giannis in Milwaukee. They're gonna have statues on every street corner of Milwaukee. Giannis by the end of it.
Rightfully so.
Agreed.
Second best player in basketball behind Kevin Durant. All right, paper toss.
All right. That's debatable. Ryan Dietrich, Jer, Will, guy behind the desk. AD, we appreciate y'all for tuning in.
Still working on it, man.
Catch us next week at 8:30 here on Yamo Media. And next week, the premiere of Ohio Football Weekly with Marty Bannister here on the Yamo Media Network at 6:30 p.m. Eastern. That's all we got. Have a good weekend.
Good week. Football's back, people.